Good morning, students. So, I hope all of you are doing well. In our previous video, we discussed one poem by Sarojini Naidu, and in this video, we are going to discuss another poem from your syllabus. So, today we will discuss one poem by John Keats. The name of the poem is "Love Belle, Dem Sins Mercy." Okay, so it's a beautiful poem, and in this video, we're gonna talk about our poet John Keats, his a few works, his a few famous works, and also we will look at line by line explanation of this poem. Okay, so if you look at the title, you'll find that the poem the title is in French language. Okay, and the meaning is a beautiful lady without mercy. Okay, a beautiful lady without mercy. La pale dame sends mercy. Okay, so now we will discuss. In short, we will discuss our poet John Keats. Okay, so the poem is written by John Keats, and John Keats was a British romantic poet, and he was born in 1795 and he died in 1821. Okay, and John Keats is regarded as one of the leading romantic poets. He belonged to that particular group of romantic poets. Okay, and let me tell you that romantic poets, they belong to the 19th century, and they are famous because they contributed in the development of romantic movement. Okay, and our poet is one of them. Okay, one of the poets of that particular group, romantic poets. Okay, group of the romantic poets. So it is said that from the very childhood, our poet John Keats had the power of extraordinary imagination. Okay, and when he was only four, okay, it is said that when he was only 4 years old, he spoke to his parents about visions. Okay, visions. What kind of visions? He used to talk about the visions like angels in the tree caught peeping through the window, this kind of vision. Okay, used to talk about. Okay, and and we need to remember one more thing about his life, that when he was growing up, okay, he saw two great revolutions. These are American Revolution and French Revolution. We know that. I hope all of you are aware of these two movements, American Revolution and French Revolution. And our poet John Keats was very much affected, or you can say the ideas of French Revolution and American Revolution had great impact on John Keats. Okay, and uh, and his poems are beautiful, and he had written a few extraordinary odes also. Okay, so some of his famous odes are Ode to Nightingale, Ode on Aggression, and Ode to Psyche, Ode on Melancholy, and many more. Okay, and now we will talk about his a few you can say collection of poems. Okay, so he's famous for his songs of innocence and experience, and marriage of heaven and hell, poetic sketches. Okay, so these are his a few famous works. Okay, so as I've told you earlier that he used to write romantic poetry, and let me tell you that in short, what do you mean by romantic poetry? Okay, so in romantic poetry you'll find ample description of nature. The language is very much simple. The imageries and the symbols are taken from nature. Okay, remember this, for these romantic poets, nature is everything. Nature is a teacher, guide, counselor, you can say inspiration, mother, nurse, everything. For them nature is everything. Okay, so and one more thing, about this poem. So the poem is a ballad. Okay, so let me tell you this. What do you mean by ballad? Ballad is a kind of poetry, or you can say kind of song, which tells you a story. Okay, in ballads you will find stories. So in this poem also you are gonna find out a story of knight and a beautiful lady. You can say French lady. Okay, we will look at level and explanation of this poem. Okay, so let's start the poem. Let's start the explanation part. So the very first paragraph, as you can see, the poem is composed in 1819, and the title is in French language. Okay, and which means the lady, the beautiful lady without pity or without mercy. Okay, so La Belle sans Merci. The title is in French language, and remember this, the meaning is the lady, the beautiful lady without mercy. Okay, so let me read out the first paragraph. Oh, what can ail thy knight at arms, alone and palely loitering? The sage has withered from the lake, and no birds sing. So here in this poem, we will find two characters. One is the poet himself, John Keats. Another is Knight. Okay, so what do you mean by knight? Knight. Knight is a armed man, a soldier, you can say, who used to fight. Okay, medieval knight. And knight at arms means knight was with his armor. Okay, and here in this paragraph the speaker is poet himself. You can say the speaker is John Keats. He is in a way asking that knight. Okay, here the speaker is the poet himself. Okay, so he is asking, oh, what can ail means trouble. Okay, so what can ail thee means you. You. Okay, so he's asking, in a way he's asking the knight that, knight, why are you looking so depressed? Why are you sad? Okay, why are you in trouble? So in a way he was asking. Alone and palely loitering. Loitering means, you can say, stand or wait around idly or without apparent purpose. Okay, so he was standing. You can say he was standing beside the lakeside. Okay, he was all alone, and it seems he was very much lonely and he was depressed. Okay, maybe he was in trouble. For that reason, our speaker, or you can say the poet, he was asking that, oh knight, he was addressing the knight, he was saying that, oh knight, what happened to you? Why are you looking so much depressed? Okay, are you in trouble? Why you are alone? Okay, and why you are loitering? Why you are alone? And his face was colorless, pale, okay, withered. So he was asking, in a way, why you are alone, why you are loitering? Okay, the sage has withered from the lake, and no birds sing. Sage means, in a way we can say, a type of grass that grows by the water. মানে জলের মধ্যে যেগুলা মানে প্ল্যান্টগুলা পাওয়া যায়, এগুলোকে বলা হয়েছে এখানে। তো ইউ আর সেইং দ্যাট সেজ হ্যাজ উইদাউট মিন্স ড্রাই। ওকে, জলের যেগুলো প্লান্ট ছিল এগুলাও কি হয়েছে, শুকিয়ে গেছে। হ্যাঁ, অ্যান্ড দের ওয়াজ নো বার্ড টু সিং। What does this signify? These two lines signifies that maybe the winter is coming. Okay, for that reason, the says the plants are dry. The lake is also little water in it, and all of the birds have migrated to other places. Okay, so there was no bird to sing. So these two lines are important because these two lines set the atmosphere. Okay, so you can imagine, believe me, John Keats has used beautiful imageries and you can say symbols here. So he has described these two lines, the reference of sage and the reference of bird, to set the atmosphere, the gloomy atmosphere. Okay, so imagine uh, a night. Okay, he was all alone. He was with his armor, okay, with his arms, you can say sword and other things. He was all alone. He was loitering, he was wandering, and he was all alone, and he seemed so depressed and so sad. Okay, he was beside the lake. So for that reason, our speaker, or you can say John Keats, okay, he is the first speaker here. So he is asking the knight that why are you looking so sad? Okay, is there any trouble? And um, we will find our answer in the remaining paragraphs. Okay. So in the second stanza also, the poet, or you can say the speaker or the narrator, is asking the same question, that night, why are you looking so pale, why are you looking so depressed? Okay, so are you in trouble? Again he is asking, oh, what can ail thy means you, why oh you? Okay, ail means trouble. Night at arms, so haggard and so woebegone, the squirrel's greenery is full and the harvest is done. So um, uh, in the last paragraph, the last two lines, the sage has withered from lake and no birds sing. These two lines are related to this very paragraph. Okay, so the writer is these lines are used to set the atmosphere. Okay, so as I've told you earlier, that to set the atmosphere, the season described in this poem is winter. Okay, and let me tell you this, in literature, winter symbolizes solitude, sorrow, grief. Okay, um, in western countries, for us maybe winter is a pleasant season, um, but for them winter is not at all a pleasant season. Okay, winter symbolizes sorrow, grief, pain, okay, death, and these lines reflect to the fact that knight at arms is grieved. Okay, he is sad. Okay, and in this paragraph also, the writer is again asking, oh, what can ail thy? Oh means, you can say it's a he was the writer was very much sad to look the knight in this condition. Okay, and he was asking that um, why are you looking so depressed, why are you looking so sad, why are you looking so sick? Okay, um, so haggard and so obicone. Haggard means, you can say, tired. Okay, so he was asking he was the writer was asking the knight that why are you looking so tired? Okay, and obicone means extremely sad. So knight was looking extremely sad, he was looking tired. Okay, for that reason, our writer, he was asking the knight, that knight was directly addressing knight at arms. Okay, so he was directly addressing and asking that knight, you are looking so tired, you are looking so sad, extremely sad. What's the reason? Okay, and in the next two lines, he is saying that the squirrel's greenery is full and the harvest is done. Okay, so as I've told you earlier, that in this stanza the poet refers to the winter season by telling that the squirrel is done with collecting its grains. Okay, squirrel mane ki, a kind of animal, as you know that, and squirrel গুলা কি করেছে, ওদের খাওয়াগুলা কালেক্ট করে নিয়েছে already for the winter season. Okay, and even harvest is done. And harvest যেটা সিজন ছিল, সামার সিজন, এটাও চলে গেছে, and harvest is already done. Okay, so in a way the writer is trying to say that no general problem is there is no problem, as the winter is already approaching, and the squirrel has collected his grains and harvest is also done. So there is no problem. So what's the problem with you? Okay, what's the problem with you? Why are you looking so pale? Why you are looking so so much depressed and sad? What's the reason for this? Okay, so he was asking this question. Who is asking? The writer, the you can say John Keats. Okay, as I have told you earlier that in this poem you will find two speakers in this poem. First one is our narrator or our poet John Keats, and another one is Knight, a medieval knight. Okay, so in these two paragraphs we find that a question is asked to the knight. Okay, our first speaker, that is our writer, the poet, is asking our knight that why he is looking so pale, why he is sad, what is the reason of his sadness. Okay, so now we will look at in the remaining paragraphs what is the reason of his sadness, knight's sadness. Okay, so knight will tell us a story. So, next paragraph is I see a lily on thy brow, with anguish most moist and fever dew, and on thy cheeks a fading rose, fast withered too. So, here in this paragraph also, our speaker is our poet, okay, John Keats. He is saying that I see a lily on thy brow. Brow means forehead. Thy means your. Y-O-U-R. Your. Okay. So he is saying that, uh, hey knight, I can see tension on your forehead. Lily here signifies trouble, tension. Okay, so the writer is saying, the poet is saying that knight, I can see tension on your face, on your forehead, with anguish. Anguish means you can say mental torture, mental suffering. Moist means wet, W-E-T, wet, and fever dew. So there are sweat and pain in the face of the knight. Okay, so the writer, the poet is asking, sorry, not asking. He's saying that knight, I can see tension on your face, on your forehead, and because of the mental suffering, your face is wet. Okay, your face is wet, your face is moist, and I think you have fever also. And as you have fever, so you are sweating. Okay, that means the knight was in pathetic condition. He was mentally sick and as well as physically sick also. Okay, so again our poet is saying that, and on thy cheeks a fading rose, fast withered too. And on thy cheeks means you can say on face, gal. Okay, so on thy cheeks, thy means your. So your cheeks or your face is like a fading rose. Fading rose means the rose which doesn't have any color, withered. Okay, सूखा हुआ. So he's in a way he was comparing the face of this knight to a fading rose. He was saying that your cheeks are like the fading rose. Okay, and fast withered too. Withered means dry हुआ. Okay, like murchana. Okay, so you are saying that your face, your cheeks are also withering very fast. Okay, like a fading rose. So in a way the writer was trying to say that it seems that you are not in a very good condition, not physically, and neither physically not mentally. Okay, and I can see that, and can you tell me what's the reason for this? Okay, this is asking by our poet to the knight. Okay, and he has described that his face was signifies that he was in very much trouble. Okay, so his cheeks are withered like a fading rose, and maybe he has a fever, and for that reason he was sweating also. His face was all wet. Okay, that means he was trying to writer is trying to say that the knight was in very much a tense situation in travel. Okay, and the writer wanted to know what's the reason behind it. So in first three paragraphs we have the speaker is the writer, okay, John Keats, or you can say poet. And in a way, up to this the story is like that the writer or the speaker, or our first speaker, the poet, he saw a night, okay, medieval night beside the lake. The night was all alone, okay, and he was his face was so pale, he was looking so depressed, so tensed, and and it seems that he was suffering from mental illness. For that reason, our writer, or our poet, asked him that night, you are looking so pale, you are looking so depressed, what's the reason behind it, can you tell me? Okay. And now from the next paragraph we'll find our next speaker, that is the knight himself. He will tell all of us his story, okay, why he was looking so pale, why he was sad, why he was all alone, okay. So our next paragraph is, I met a lady in the midst, full beautiful, a fairy's child. Her hair was long, her foot was light, and her eyes were wild. So, in this paragraph, from this paragraph, Knight is trying to tell his story, what has happened to him, why he was sad. Okay, so so now we will see what has happened to him. So Knight is saying that he met a lady in the meads, means grassland. Okay, meads means meadow, means a grassland, or you can say khet, grassland. Okay, so he met a lady in the grassland. She was extremely beautiful. She seems like she was a child of a fairy. Okay, fairy, as I have to fairy means what? Fairy means in Bengali pori. Okay, in a way he was trying to say that she was extremely beautiful. Okay, and her hair was long, her hair was very long. She has a very long hair, and her foot was light. Okay, her foot was light. In a way, means what? The knight was trying to say that he was she was, in a way, she was walking very gracefully. Okay, and her eyes were wild. Here wild means that beautiful lady has a very passionate eyes, very attractive eyes. Okay, and this is the description Knight has given us about this lady. So he was saying that he met a lady in the grassland, and the lady was extremely beautiful, and Knight was very much sure that she is a child of a fairy. Okay, it seems that as she was so much beautiful, and Knight was very much sure that she was the child of a fairy. Okay, and she has a very long hair, and her foot was very much light, that means she was walking very gracefully, and her eyes were wild, that means her eyes are very much passionate. Okay, and she seemed to be a fairy's child. Okay, so again Knight is saying that I made a garland for her head, and bracelets too, and fragrant zone, and should look at me as she did love, and made sweet moan. So he was saying that he made a garland, you can say a mala, which is made out of flowers, for her head. In a way we can say tiara kind of things. Okay, a you can say a mala which is made up of flower, okay, for her head. So Knight is saying that he made a garland for her hand, for her head, for this beautiful lady, and he made bracelets too. Okay, bracelets for her hand, and fragrant zone, that means a belt for her which is made up of flowers for her waist, মানে কোমরের জন্য কি করলো, একটা ফুল দিয়ে একটা বেল্টের মতো তৈরি করলো, ঠিক আছে, বেল্ট বানালো which is made up of flowers. Okay, so why he is doing this? To impress that lady, that beautiful lady. Okay, so he is saying that to impress her, Okay, to impress her, I made a garland for her head. I made bracelets too. The knight made bracelets for her hands. Okay, and he made one belt also, one belt which is made up of flowers, belt for her waist, কোমরের জন্য, ঠিক আছে? And she would look at me, um, as she did love and made sweet moan. And Knight was saying that she was looking at me so passionately, in her so loving gesture, and I'm pretty much sure that she was in love with me. Okay, she did love, she loved me. Okay, so this is Knight's perception. Knight was saying that she looked at me, that means she here means that lady, that beautiful lady. The knight is saying that the beautiful lady, that girl, looked at him so nicely with her loving gesture. Okay, so lovingly, that knight was pretty much sure that lady was in love with him. Okay, and she made sweet moan. That means sweet moans means she was whispering sweetly. Okay, so she was in low voice, she was saying something. Okay, so knight is again saying that I set her on my pacing state and nothing else, so all day long for sidelong would she band and sing a fairy song. So again in this paragraph also knight is saying that I here means our second speaker, that is the knight. Knight is saying that he sat her, that beautiful lady, he sat this beautiful lady on his horse. Pacing means slowly. Okay, so he sat that beautiful lady on her horse and the horse was moving slowly. Okay, he was walking slowly. And as the lady was so beautiful, so passionate, and so lovable, so that knight was looking at her for whole day. Okay, he was looking at her, nothing else, so all the day he did not see any other thing other than this lady. In a way, he was went on looking at this beautiful lady. He was staring at her, okay, for whole day. For sidelong would she band and sing a fairy song. Okay, and sometime she slightly bent and she started singing. Okay, a fairy song, as in the previous paragraph, knight told us that it seems that the lady that is looking like a fairy's child. Okay, for that reason, he is saying that in this paragraph that she is singing a fairy song. Okay, so that means she started singing, okay, in a melodious voice. Understood? So what we find out in this paragraph? So knight met a lady, a beautiful lady, in the grassland. The lady was very much beautiful. It seems that lady was a fairy's lady. Okay, she was the daughter of a fairy. She has a very long hair. She was walking very gracefully and her eyes are very much passionate. Okay, and to impress that girl, to impress that beautiful lady, our knight, what he had done, he made a garland, okay, for her head, and he made bracelets also, and he made belt for her waist. Okay, and it's knight's perception. Knight is saying that beautiful lady was looking at him so nicely, so lovingly, with her beautiful gesture, that knight was pretty much sure that lady was in love with him, love with the knight. Okay, and after that, what had happened, the knight sat that beautiful lady on his horse. Okay, the horse was moving slowly, and as the lady was so much beautiful, so the knight was went on looking at him. So he was staring at that particular, that lady, that beautiful lady. Okay, and sometime, okay, after in a way, maybe after a few minutes, or uh, a few minutes later, that lady started singing. Okay, and her voice was extremely melodious. Okay, and her song is referred as fairies song. Okay, understandable. So our next paragraph is, she found me roots of relish sweet and honey wild and benedieu, and sure in language strange she said, I love thee true. So in this paragraph, the knight is saying that she found me. Found me means she arranged for me. Okay, she arranged. Now we'll see what she arranged for the knight. Okay, so see, the knight is saying that that beautiful lady arranged roots of relish sweet. Relish means delicious. Okay, delicious. Uh, so she has arranged some kind of relish sweet, in a way maybe some fruits or plants. Okay, uh, which these are very much delicious. Okay, and another thing she has arranged, which is honey wild, that means honey of wild bees. Okay, that means pure honey. And menedieu means kind of divine food. Okay, divine food. So the lady has arranged these things for our night. Okay, so look at the things which she arranged. So first of all, she managed roots of delicious relish sweet, that means delicious sweet. Maybe she managed some kind of fruits from the jungle. And honey wild, that means honey of wild bees. And menedieu, a kind of divine food. Okay, and sure in language strange she said, I love thy true. That means the knight was pretty much sure that the language used by the girl is strange to him. Strange means unknown. Okay, so the knight didn't know in which language the lady was speaking. The lady was talking to him. Okay, so he didn't understand anything, but he was saying that he was sure. Okay, he was sure that the lady was saying that I love you truly. Okay, the means you. I love you truly. So we can say that the knight was in deeply love with that girl, and he was saying that I'm very much sure, though I'm unable to understand her language. I don't know in which language she is speaking, but I'm very much sure. Okay, very much sure that she is saying that I love you truly. Okay, she was saying I love you to me.